Hi, everybody. It is Molly Stone-Bibb, Senior Executive Unit Leader. Welcome to Friday Nights with Molly. Every other Friday night, we do a video, and on the corresponding nights on Fridays, we do conference calls that everybody is more than welcome to. Last week, of course, we talked about not being somebody's boss. That this is a business where you want to be in business, and you want to make sure that you're not being a boss and that you're not being, overly crazy and chasing your people away. And that happens. And I've watched it happen a lot on the Facebook groups, people talking about their team and what they're not doing because it's what they want them to do. And you kind of have to have a whole new mindset for that, whether it's an upline doing that or whether it's a district sales manager doing that. It's just not the right state of mind. And you're not going to get people to do what you want to do by being that way. So I hope you go back and you listen to the conference call replay. You can find that on the Onward No Matter What group under the files section with all the conference calls that we have. So let's talk about Friday. I've got a little bit of a head cold going on. Summer colds are the worst. Ugh. But we powered onward through it, and we went out today with our executive unit leader about an hour and a half away, seeking out new places to touch base and do some tailgating and reach out to people, whether it's for customers or new recruits. And we also had 1,500 old brochures that we took and we tossed everywhere. I mean, there are people who got brochures that they don't know what Avon is. They're going to know when we got done, that's for sure. So we had a great time, tossing brochures. It's not that it brings in this big amount of anything, but it's kind of weird. It's like sometimes I feel like I get my best recruits from that, really good customers from that. And it doesn't matter if they're an hour and a half or 3 hours away because, Avon has that wonderful direct delivery thing. So, we can actually have customers who live all over the United States, but yet we can still benefit, but they can still get their Avon products, which is cool. So we have been out. So as you can see, it was a window down day. So we had the old Avon hat on today and had a really good time. Nothing like getting together and doing stuff with your team. And you think, oh, you're just tossing books or it's not a meeting. No. The best times are when you're doing stuff to show them how much fun it can be. We are in the car and we are laughing and then something happens and you get one thrown a little bit further than it should be, or you're trying not to hit somebody's car when you're tossing it in the driveway. Tossing is not the end all of everything. It's just another way. And for me, I don't like throwing away older brochures. So this gives me a way to touch a large number of people in a short amount of time. And when I first started my business, that's what I had to go for. That's what I had to grasp because I had 2 other full-time jobs. I was a single mom raising my kids, and I had to find customers the quickest way I could. I couldn't go door to door unless I was going to go at midnight because that is when I was throwing in my brochures, was after hours basically. But obviously it works because I have 300 plus customers that I've, acquired by doing that. Many recruits, many recruits that I've gotten from doing that. But it's kind of a good way to go out and, when you show somebody how to do that and you go into a neighborhood, if you're in the type of environment, and I know some people aren't in that type of environment where they can go toss brochures. You have like 4 houses for every 6 miles. I get it. But I'm lucky enough to live in between all these metropolises, and we have neighborhoods everywhere to toss brochures. So that is what we did. Okay, let's talk about, first of all, I know she's not listening to this tonight. She may listen to it eventually, but for those of you who know Jeanette Pulley, today is her birthday, August the 2nd. Happy birthday, Jeanette Pulley. I would sing to you, but then you would put it all over YouTube, just that part of it, and you would embarrass me, so I'm not going to sing to you. Very good to see you Monday and spend some time with you, my friend. So I hope your family is treating you well. I've been watching a lot of stuff on the boards, on Facebook, on the Onward group. We've had to poof a few people. Yeah, poof, be gone. don't go on there and do anything bad, because you go on there and you do something bad, I'm going to poof you. Yes, I am. And we had a little episode going on. Somebody putting on a little nudie thing on the Onward. I just didn't even know whether to get mad at it or laugh at it. I just didn't know. So I just kind of like said, okay, let me delete it, and, we'll just move on here. So, I think it was funny, but I'm not sure. So, and whether they meant it or not, poof be gone. That's what happens. If whoever put it on there, and I don't even remember who did, if it was one of those crazy spam me things, you're just going to have to private message me to get back in the group, because, we try hard not to do porn on the Onward group, okay? So we like to keep a little bit of a decent reputation there. It's hard enough for people like Teresa Paul and people like that on the group. You know what I'm saying? Lee Bibb, my husband. It's hard to have a good reputation, but we really try hard to do that. So, yeah, we've had a few instances of that. Look, I want to give a shout out to Susan Benedict. Now, Susan is not on my team. She's on my adopted Onward group team. And we have talked about on these calls and on videos about getting out of your comfort zone. And I understand how hard it's been for a lot of you to really jump out of even this much out of your comfort zone. And I've been watching some of you do it, and you've been so proud of yourselves. And I'm so proud of you, and people in the group are so proud of you. But Susan had this Avon yard sale thing going on where she put some things out and she sold it for $1, and she wasn't sure, and she was getting real nervous, and I could hear it in her posting that she was like really anxious about doing it and wasn't sure how it would go. And it ended up that she did it and that it went okay, and she can't wait to get out there again to do it. So Susan Benedict, yay! See? Comfort Zone 101. You just got out of your first comfort zone. So that's amazing. Congratulations. What else do we say? Julia, look, I saw on there that, your unit leader, but that you were missing everything by $166. Girl, it's going to happen. It's okay to be disappointed by it. It's not okay to stay disappointed. You need to turn that little piece that you missed, and you need to turn it around and use it to drive you and say, I may have been $166 short in unit sales this time, but I will be $300 over next time. Get out there with your team, acquire some more customers. You can do this. Do an event. Do some tailgating. Look, guys, tailgating is very, very easy. You get out there. If you have a van like I do, Roxy, my Avon mobile, I open up that back. I have a homemade sign I made up. Free Avon samples. We have books. We have all kinds of samples for them to choose from. We have a couple of baskets there that they want to fill out the information, and then we get a chance to talk to people, whether it's about becoming their Avon representative or about introducing them to the opportunity. But it can be fun. Look, it's not always fun if you're doing it by yourself. Grab somebody, and if you don't have a team member, get to know somebody in your district and go out with somebody there. If you have a great district sales manager, grab your district sales manager and go out and do it with them. But you can do this, okay? Getting out of your comfort zone is a great, great thing, and I am so proud of all of you. I grabbed Susan's because right before I got on to do the video, I happened to read it, so I thought it was really, really cool. So proud of all of you who are on there and you're sharing, I knew I had to get out of my comfort zone, and I did. And it's such an accomplishment. Don't think it's a little thing, and I don't care if you just barely got out of the square to do it. You got out and you did it. And for those of you who haven't yet and you're planning on doing it, you need to do it. And when you do, and you do something that you normally haven't done before, you need to make sure you come on the Onward group and you need to share it. Okay? That's what we're looking for. Let's talk about what's coming up as far as what you don't want to miss from other seniors, other executives who are doing things. Okay, again, don't forget, every Sunday night you have Gary and Lynette Bledsoe. You don't want to miss the Bledsoe's call, okay? Highly motivational. I know they're doing some really special things there, and they've been talking about some great things that all of us can learn from. They try to have seniors on there once a month, so you want to make sure that you do that. Dreams Made Real Real is coming back. Yes, Dreams Made Real is coming back. And I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's coming back August the 7th, which is this coming Wednesday night. And I believe that Isabella Costa is having Ken Monty and Mary Wise on there, two great senior executives. They've been on before, but they're going to come on and they're going to do this thing again and hopefully give you guys a lot of great tips and a lot of great motivation to keep you going. So I'm so happy that Isabella's getting back into that. That was something that's always been dear to my heart. Kind of got me out there doing some things differently for my team and then reps everywhere. So Dreams Made Real is cool. You need to look for it on the Onward page because she's always advertising it on there so that you don't miss it. And if you miss it live, you need to go back and you need to listen to the replay. Okay. Then we have on Tuesdays, every other Tuesday night. Now Teresa kind of messed it up this week. Teresa Paul, because of the new incentives that came out, she did a video, which was great. I was so glad she did. It was awesome about the incentives and how to achieve them and how to understand them. The Keurig one for the Let's Get Brewing, and then the Disney one, which was great. And I'm pretty sure that she's still going to do one on the 6th, I believe, with Tuesdays with Teresa. I don't know what she's talking about. Haven't seen it. But if I know Teresa, even if it's last minute, it's going to be good where she's concerned. Everybody loves hearing what she has to say. So be on that or be on the replay. Lisa Monison, her Blog Talk Radio has been doing really, really well. She just had Shannon Howard on there about fall fashions, which was absolutely good. You rocked it, Shannon. Lisa, you too with her. And I believe the next one she's having, which is on Thursday, I believe, which would be August the 8th, she's having Tracy Carden Mason on there. And Tracy is the master of basket making, okay? This girl can make a basket with Avon products like I have never seen. Love going and looking at her work that's on there. You don't want to miss it. If nothing else, go back for the replay because look, these are things, and this is only a 30-minute show, but they stuff so much information in there for you that's something that can help your business. Guys, you can't keep complaining about your business and not reach out and take what all these executives and all these senior executives are putting out there for you guys for the very first time. I mean, I hear people go, oh, well, I don't know how to do this. And then I'm like, well, have you ever been on the calls? Have you ever been on the YouTube videos? Have you ever done Lisa's thing? Have you ever been on the blood? What have you done? And, you know, it's like crickets on the Facebook page. They're not saying nothing. Suddenly they're disconnected. So you can't gripe if you're not trying to help your own business. You have people out there giving you wonderful ideas, but you've got to get out there and you got to take advantage, okay? Okay, so let's move on. We have been doing questions. We have done 2 weeks of questions on the Friday night video with Molly, and that has been great. I'm going to get away from that. I still have some questions. There is one question that I'm going to answer before we get started on the call because I promised Adrienne Searle that I would answer this. And she asked, Molly, how do you keep up with the constant changes Avon keeps making while still moving forward at a productive rate? I know change is good, but I feel like I'm drowning in the changes. I don't know what I know anymore. Skincare that changes all the time, eyeshadow, lipstick, discontinued items not always aware of, you know, changes in leadership in kits, you know, doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon. Okay, Adrienne, I'm here to tell you. It ain't going to stop anytime soon, okay? All right? I don't know how long you've been in Avon, but the one thing I'm going to tell you is this. We are in a company that is consistently changing. And look, sometimes the changes aren't great. I'm here to testify. You know me. I'm for the rep before I'm anything else. I don't like some of the changes that are intact now. I'm hoping they're going to get smart and they're going to bring some things back that they got rid of. But as far as, you know, look, I remember when I came in, there was no believe in your success bonuses. There wasn't this thing where every time you bought somebody on, you could make money. The leadership kit had only changed one time, and now I'm looking at it, it's changed 3 or 4 times. Look, the one thing we forget about in this business is we are in business for ourselves. We represent a great company, Avon. Okay? Every time Avon brings out something new that they think somebody should do with signing up people, look, I always look at everything with an open mind. But if it really doesn't have a successful place to fit in to what we're doing, then you know what? I don't use it. If I'm signing somebody up and what I know is what I'm working, you all know, you've seen the files. A lot of you are out there using it now, hundreds of you, the Avon Bible that I put together to give every new representative. If they're an online sign up, they're going to get that, and then we're going to talk about it once they get it, and we're going to go over it. If it's a person to person, that is what I take to the appointment, and I go over with them so that they have everything that they need there to make sure that business is going to run successful as they run into things in their business. I have never gotten away from that. I have improved upon it. I have taken some things that Avon's given me from something new in their kits, or I've kept something that is exactly the same, but Avon's given it a different look, and I don't like the new look, so I keep the same sheet, and that is what I present because I feel like it explains it better. And the same goes, girl, for skincare and makeup and stuff like that. Look, don't feel like you got to be an expert on all that stuff. The great thing is if you know what the product does, then that's what you try to sell it. If Avon says, hey, this is something that's supposed to even your skin out, it's supposed to take care of the redness in your skin, you know what I do? When somebody says, Molly, what this for? Avon says that this is for taking the redness out of my skin. Now, if it's something I've tried because it's something I have a problem with, and that was one of the things, the AE, that I absolutely loved because it did really tone down the red tones that I have in my skin naturally, then it's good for me to praise that. I am really good about praising what's worked for me. And if it's not something that's worked for me or not something I like, I try to get it in the hands of somebody who will like it. So when somebody asks me, I can give them a really great positive thing. But I think we can't sweat the small stuff. Look, we're not the only company out there that has changes. Maybelline, CoverGirl, L'Oreal, MAC, Sephora, all of these places consistently have changes in their business. And if they didn't, they wouldn't be cutting edge, right? And we have to stay cutting edge. And I get new incentives, new things they're doing with leadership. I can tell you this. You all have an advantage out there right now in Facebook world that a lot of people never had. If you didn't go to a district meeting and have a district manager who knew what she was talking about when she was presenting it, then what happened is you didn't understand anything very well. But you have people like Teresa Paul, and we have Ken Monty and Barb Avery and Lisa Wilbur and Erica Woolbright and, you know, Miss Pat Putzer, who is another great one, the Bledsoes. I mean, I could go Lori Yannick. I mean, I can go on and on and on and on and on with people who have no problem contributing. Chris Breeze is another one who gets this. And my husband, Lee Bibb, who is wonderful at taking an incentive or a new role and really just breaking it down so that I will understand it, so that I can present it to you guys, or so he can answer the questions. You all have the benefit of these groups knowing that most of the time the seniors are the first ones to get a lot of things. And, you know, I hear Lee talking to Teresa Paul or Jeanette Pulley or somebody else that's to say, hey, what is this about? Or even talking to our DSM, because we have an awesome DSM, Terry Utterback, to say, what is this? Or my divisional, Stephen Walker, to say, hey, we need a definite what's going on with us. And when we have that, we make sure you get it. Because look, whether it's for my team or for you all, we want to make sure that you guys are getting the knowledge, that you're getting what you need for changes. It doesn't mean you're going to like them, girl, okay? But you cannot let change hinder your business. You've always got to be ready to find a way to go over it, under it, around it, through it, something. If it's something that's going to affect your team, you make sure it gets out there right away. But you have to do it whether you agree with it or not, with an attitude that says, look, I'm always honest with my team. When they changed everything from 5 active representatives to 5 orders, I was like, that sucks. I still don't like it. It's okay. I've learned to live with it. When they went from 6 title at risk to 4 title at risk, I was the first to say, that sucks. I don't like it. I'm hoping they bring it back and they realize what a bad move that was. But in the meantime, they have not. If I had stayed on that and what I didn't like about that or what the changes was, then what's going to happen is my team is going to fall apart or develop cracks or whatever. In business, and by the way, no matter what business you're in, there is no business that stays the same. Not Apple, not Dow, not anybody out there. JCPenney's, Target. They are always moving for the next big thing to keep the teams moving, to keep people coming in buying. Everybody's trying to stay on top of one another and this whole competitive thing. So how do we do it? You just manage. I will tell you that the longer that you're in this business and the bigger your team gets, and when things come up, you learn what to wade through. You learn to say, X, that's not really important except for these 7 over here because these are my big leaders over here. They're the ones who keep our business running. This is something to go over with them. But when it affects everybody, like something about selling, then you make sure it goes out to the whole team. But you learn to decipher with the maturity of your business and with dealing with the people that you're dealing with on the Facebook groups and all, what is important and what is not important, or what are we stressing about or what shouldn't we stress about, okay? So I don't think you get that all at once, because I'll tell you, I can remember with Ray and Mary Ann Penn, and when Avon would bring something out, and this is before Lee was really in the business completely full time with me, and I would hear something, excuse me one second guys, my throat, and I would hear that they were going to make a change on something, man, I'd be calling Ray and Mary Ann, be going like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Why are they changing that? Are they stupid? Are they crazy? What's wrong with them? What are they sniffing up there in corporate? I can remember getting upset. Now what's so funny is, years down the road, what's funny is a lot of those things changed. Corporate realized it wasn't great, and eventually they bought things back, or they changed them back, or they made them better, okay? But eventually you just learn what to get hyped about, man, and what not to get hyped about. There's just no other way to put that, You got to take each thing, take a deep breath, take a sip of wine, do something, and just realize that you're going to get through it. Because there's nothing more important than your business, which is going to help further yourself and your family and your life. And you can't sweat the small stuff, my friend. Don't do it. Okay? So that's the only question that I'm going to answer tonight. Okay? Because I promised I'd do it, and I try so hard to keep my promises with you guys. Okay? Except that the video will be up at 9 o'clock, which never is, but it does get up. Okay? So let's move on real quick. I want to talk to you guys about success tips. Oh, God, about taking responsibility of your business, okay? Look, I get so tired of hearing everybody blame everybody else for what happens in their business. There comes a time in your business that whether you're just selling Avon, whether you are leadership and you're selling Avon, no matter what it is you're doing, you eventually have got to take responsibility for your Avon business, and you've got to quit playing the blame game. You got to get rid of the excuses, guys. You really do. I got to tell you, if you think that everything is going to go right all the time, I don't know what fairy tale you're living in, but it obviously is some world I'm not living in, okay? There comes a time that when things go wrong in your business, that you just need to own it when it's you that messed up. And sometimes it's the small stuff. I love it when somebody says, you know what? I have people who didn't order on my team, blah, 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 blah. But if I could really give them a dose of truth serum, and I said to them, did you reach out to all those people? Did you have a second follow-up visit with those people? I know it's not possible for all of them. I know a lot of them live far away. But I got to tell you, I try to have a second follow-up visit with all my team, especially before their first order goes in. And if we can't do it in person, we're going to do it on Skype or we're going to do something, okay? But I want to make sure that they get it. But I wonder, what kind of a partner are you? You know, we're in the midst of summer right now, and across the board, it's tough in Avon. Look, you know me, I'm just going to shell it out there. Across the board, it is tough in Avon. And sales are down for a lot of people. And they're down for me, guys, okay? Normally, I'm on an increase. Right now, I'm not on an increase. You know me, I keep it real, man. I'm not going to tell you life is great for me in this Avon world if it's not. I ain't going nowhere because, see, I believe in this opportunity and I think this is just a tough time right now and I'm going to get through it. But there was a time when I would just sit and say, man, sales suck, you know, and the people who are coming on to sell, they suck too. And you know what? I don't have the money to do what I want to do, and I'm just so sick and tired of this. It seems like every time I think I have everything lined up, stuff just goes to hell, you know, and nothing's working out. Well, you know, there comes a time that if you truly do believe, Molly Stone-Bibb, that this really is your business, although it's based on many people, 400 and something people on your team, that it's still your business. And it is. Because if you've got a lot of people who are personal shoppers on your team, you can't change that. You can't make them sell more. And again, we're going to get back to the boss thing if you're doing that. The deal is you do have the ability to go out and find new blood. You know, I was a really, really big fan of you know, a lot of these movies that are out there, you know, New Moon, and oh my gosh, I just love the vampire series. They're great. And when I think about a vampire, that, you know what, when they're done feeding on something, they got to have the blood to survive, right? You know, when they run out of blood with one body, they don't just sit there and cuss and stomp and snort and pout about it. What do? They go out and they get new blood. They go out and they find a new body to feed on. By the way, Jacob, yeah, you can feed on me, Jacob, for sure. Yeah, he's a hottie. I know he could be my son, but he's still a hottie, okay? So, okay, we're getting off subject here. So anyways, what I'm saying is we should constantly be seeking out new blood. We should be. You can't just look at the people that you have and want to just be all over them, and for lack of a better word, bitch them out for what you want them to do and what they're not doing. You need to go out and find either more people who are doing what they do, or find more people and find somebody who wants to do a little bit more and get them on your team and doing it. You know, people say, oh my gosh, Molly, you're a senior executive and you're out there tailgating again, and you're out there tossing books just like you tell new representatives to do, and you're out there telling people to walk and talk and go out there and talk to people and knock on doors and do events and national night outs coming, and everybody should be out doing that. Do you know why? Do you really, really want to know why? Because I need new blood. That's why. And because if I expect my team to go out and build a team of their own, which in essence is part of my team, then I have to be out there showing them what to do. I need to show them by example. I need to take responsibility and get my tail out there, and that's why I put on Facebook what I'm doing, what I'm not doing, whatever the deal is because they need to see that even with somebody who has their S on, life is not always grand, and you still have to seek to strengthen your business, to make your units bigger, to make sure that the people you have are making enough money that they're not going anywhere. It doesn't have to be about me, because look, they're not going to go anywhere if they're making enough money. I know it only takes 5 people to make a unit so that somebody can get their U on and be a unit leader. I don't want my unit leaders to have 5 people. I want my unit leaders to have 15 to 20 people, because then they are going to be guaranteed they do not take title at risk, and they are going to be guaranteed that they're going to be making more than $8.73 a campaign in their leadership check. Who's going to stay around for that? Nobody, guys. Nobody. Okay? I can go make $8 an hour at Target right now, I think. I'm not sure. But anyways, that's the real deal. The real deal is you have to take responsibility. Look, I get, nobody gets more than me about the shorts with Avon. And you know, the fact that people aren't making money, and Avon saying, we're working on it. I know. But we can't get caught up with that. I have to believe that they are truly working on those issues, like having shorts and not getting the products to us. But in the meantime, I've got to go find more customers so that my orders are still reaching amounts that I want them to reach. Because if I'm not selling enough Avon, it's not Avon's fault. It's not your upline's fault. It's not your district sales manager's fault. It is your fault. It is your fault if you're not selling enough Avon. You know, people who sit back and they think it's just going to happen for them. Okay? Look, there's a lot of people who are a whole lot better at the direct delivery sales than I am. Okay? I mean, now 9 years in, I got quite a few built up. It's wonderful. It's wonderful that I have that, and I know I have 5 to 10 orders coming in with direct delivery. Okay? That's great. But guys, if you're sitting around as an independent sales representative, that we are known for our personal touch and getting out there and walking and talking and getting customers from people we have in contact, and if you are sitting by and you're just waiting for the direct sales to come in, good luck with making any money. Good luck. That's not what you signed up for. Do you know that direct delivery sales is an added thing? Look, I believe that eventually, if you get people turned on to that, look, I've seen it happen. Dee Foster is out there. I believe that Gary and Lynette are now doing something with them to show how people can be more out there with the internet world and probably direct sales and all. I don't know enough about it to talk about it, but Dee Foster is great at this internet sales thing. Did it happen for her all at one time? No, it did not. But now she's been doing it. I know Pam Heller, a senior executive in the Carolinas, who I believe all her customers, if I'm not mistaken, are all direct delivery now. I think Pam's been in Avon 20 years, if not almost 20 years, maybe longer than that. It didn't come all at once. You have got to pay your dues, guys. I mean, I'm sitting here thinking, you think that you're going to make all your orders through direct delivery? That is icing on the cake in the beginning. That's what that is. Get out there and work the public. Do not be blaming Avon and bad-mouthing Avon to me, at least not on my Onward group, and telling me that Avon sucks and you can't make money with Avon, because I'm here to say, I beg your pardon, and poof, be gone. That's right, poof, be gone. Don't you come in here bad-mouthing my Avon Products company. I get that they're not perfect. We have the best opportunity out there. The very best. Because if it wasn't, I wouldn't be in it. I'm a smart girl. Sometimes. Okay? But on this one, I believe I got it right. Okay? If you are caught up in the negative, and you keep yourself feeding on the negative of everything, then you as a sales representative are not being responsible to your customers. And you as a sales representative and a leader are not being responsible to your customers and your team. It is up to you to shine as the example for what you hope your team develops into. That what your leaders, what you want them to be, how you would want them to handle their team in your absence. That's what I strive for. You know, I don't just work with people in my first gen. I work with people in my first, second, third gen, sometimes fourth gen and fifth gen. A lot of people tell you shouldn't do that. I look at it this way. If somebody that they happen to be under in my team doesn't want to work with them and they want to work, eventually, because the other people aren't working, they're going to roll up and I will make money off of them. And this is not just about making money, for me at least. This is about showing other people how they can make the money. And if they want to put the time and the effort out there to work with me or take an idea that I have given them and they go out there and they try it, and let's say they don't do so great the first time, but I say go out there and try it again, and they go out there and they get a little better at it, but it still didn't produce everything they wanted, but I say go out there again, and they go out there again, and boy, okay, the sales look better, but Molly, I still didn't get any recruits, and I say go out there again, and they go out there again and they get the recruit. Wow. The responsibility of me as a leader to be able to say, I swear to you, if you keep doing this, if you repeat your actions, if you do this over and over again, I know it works. And the reason I know it works is because not only have I been where you're at, I still do the actions that you do. See, I take responsibility as a leader. I take responsibility as an Avon representative. And I say, stop that whining, Molly. Stop thinking about what's really bad about this and pull the good out of it and make the good work for you. Look, one of the worst things about being in business for yourself, especially when you'll have another income coming in, is that you have to be disciplined. You know, Gary Bledsoe talks about a lot of these words that we hear. We hear mentoring, we hear responsibility from him too. I love the supervision. All these things that he talks about where he picks like a word or a phrase and he talks about why that is important, not just in your business, but in your life. Get what he's saying, because it's important, because it all connects. It's all a piece of the puzzle. And when you pick two words and you say, I can do this, I can do these two over here, but then you got three over here that are just as important. And if you don't do those three over here, you don't have any connectors, man. You got to get them all together. Discipline yourself to say, doesn't mean you can't take off a day and you can't relax. That's not what I'm saying. So don't get your panties in a wad and say, Molly says I can't ever take off a day. I didn't say that. But when you're not doing something that you know you should be doing because you don't feel like doing, or plans have been changed because of weather or whatever it is, then you need to have what we call a plan B of what you're going to do to work your business that day, because maybe you can't go out tailgating because it's raining cats and dogs. But what are you going to do besides that? Are you going to go out and do something else? Are you going to get on the phone? Are you going to call old leads? What are you going to do? Or you should be doing something for your business every day. I'm not telling you have to. I'm telling you should be. I'm telling you, if you want to be successful in your business, take some daggone responsibility. Take it yourself. Quit whining about what's not working for you. And be able to look in that mirror and say, okay, this isn't working for me, but I know I've done X, Y, and Z. And I just didn't do X, Y, Z once. I did it 18 times and it still didn't work. You're not going to be able to say that, guys. Because when you're listening to the seniors and the executives, and by the way, not just them, there are a lot of smart unit leaders, advanced unit leaders, people starting out who have these brilliant ideas because maybe they come from other companies, whatever it may be. But the point is, I know specifically for people who've been there and who have done it, and again, let's use the analogy. I had somebody tell me the other day, they private messaged me and said, Molly, I had a district manager who told me I shouldn't be listening to you. That I need to throw away the Avon Bible I've been using. So I kind of laughed. And I said, let me ask you something. First of all, maybe she's right. How long have you been using my Avon Bible? How long have you been using the stuff that's in there? And she says, well, I've used it for like 5 or 6 signups. Out of those 5 and 6 signups, how many people have put in orders? She said, 6. I said, the 6 before you started using that, how many people were putting in orders? And she says, well, maybe 1 or 2. That's the problem. It was like they just didn't have enough information, but they didn't want to call me. So they just thought, I don't get this. And they stopped. And I said, so now it's not happening, right? I said, is it working for you? She said, yeah, it is. I said, so what are you going to do? Because in the end, let's be real. It doesn't matter what I say for you to do, and it doesn't matter what the district sales manager says you should do. And if I'm not mistaken, I have to be fair. This may not have been a district sales manager. This may have been a field trainer. You know, a lot of them don't like me either. Oh, well, I'll live. But what happens is this. You've got me who's willing to put out videos and who's willing to do conference calls and everything else I do. And although I've always done them for my team, I have now in the last 4 to 5 months made them public so that anybody can watch them and hopefully it's going to help them. Why do I do that? Because I truly believe that this is my purpose in life. I believe that not only has God given me Avon in my life and in Lee's life to let us make something very successful in our lives, and we are still making it. We're doing well, but we're still making it. We're not where we want to be. But we have been working this business for 9 years, and we are still working it, and we will continue to work it. We love this business. But I believe we've made a lot of mistakes, and we've learned from them. And what we try to do is we try to hand out our mistakes as well as what we do that's good. And we want to make sure that we hand that down to every representative out there who does not have enough line, who does not have a district sales manager who knows what they're talking about. And some do, but not all do. And what I would say to you is this. You're in need of an operation. You have one doctor over on the right, and that doctor has read 1,000 books on the surgery that you need. I mean, he has read everything there is to read about getting it done, okay? You have another doctor over on the other side, and this doctor has done 10,000 surgeries of the same surgery that you need done. This one's read 1,000 books. This one over here has performed 10,000 surgeries. He's done it. Which one do you want to do your surgery? Well, I don't know about you guys, but I want the one who's done it 10,000 times. Forget the one who's over here reading about it. So you got people coming into your Avon world who Avon has given a booklet and they've showed them some slides and told them what they need to do with the representatives. And you got senior executives over here who have done it and they are sharing with you all. They're sharing with you on Facebook. They're sharing with you on YouTube. They're sharing with you on conference calls. You don't even have to be on their team. They're opening it up and letting you learn whatever it is that they have learned, that they're still learning. They're letting you walk the journey with them. And who are you going to listen to? The one who's built a $1.3 million business or a $2 million business or a $3 million business, or maybe you're going to be Lisa Wilbur, or maybe it's going to be $5, $6, $7, $8 million. Let me tell you something. Who are you going to listen to? The ones who've done it or the ones who are talking about how you do it? Because I'm here to tell you there's a difference. There's a difference in someone who's telling you what the book says and somebody who's run into everything that the book doesn't tell you about. Yeah. There's a lot of that going on out there. A lot, guys. And it's my purpose in life to make sure if there's something out there that you all need help with. It's not that I can answer every question for you all the time. I can't. But I've started this Onward no matter what group because I feel like we have such an exquisite, fine set of seniors that come in and out of that room and executives, Valerie Burrell, the rest of them, Stephanie Markson. Some of them slip in and slip out. Chris Breeze, Barb Avery, and them. Look, they slip in and Lisa Wilbur does. Every now and then, bam, she'll pop off with something, man. And I love it because it's not just Molly saying it. It's other ones that are out there to help you. But they're all going to tell you one thing. In the end, it's up to you. It's not Avon failing you. It's not, I can't find any customers. No, you're not really looking. You ask 3 people, they tell you no. You throw the books in the back seat of your car and you say, this crap don't work. No, you don't work. It's not the Avon brochures. They don't work without you behind them. Those books don't ever give up. You give up. Now that needs to quit. Do you really want to be successful in this business? Do you really feel passionate about this? Do you really want to make a better life for your family? Do you really want something to be proud of? That's me. I want to be somebody that my boys can be proud of. I want to think that my mom is looking down and she's saying, girl, I know you've been through a lot, and I know that I left you at the age of 16. And not all your decisions were great, but they all led you to here. And because you chose to be responsible and you chose not to give up, look at where you're at. Wow, am I proud of you. Phew. If I could hear it, it would be wonderful. And sometimes I have to think about it. There are people in my family that they have no clue that if I heard one time that they were in any way proud, boy, that would be great. But you have to realize that the responsibility of all of this starts and ends with you. Even where your team is concerned, it starts and it ends with you. You are the example they're looking at. And if you have some who want to walk away, quit saying that you're losing the representatives. You're not losing anybody. You're not taking them out in the woods and losing them. You're not playing hide and seek and you can't find them. They walk away. And you're going to have many who walk away. Many. Many. I could say many all night long and it probably still wouldn't be enough. You're going to have many who walk away. You let them walk away. But if you quit looking for the new ones, if you quit looking for the ones who should be coming in who can make a difference in your business, if you quit looking for them, somebody else is going to find them. Somebody else is going to find them, and they're going to be making somebody else a lot of money. So don't give up with what you're doing. Don't. You have got to do what you need to do for this business. You've got to be the person that you need to be for this business. For you, for your family, this thing works. I'm here to tell you that. So quit the whining and be responsible for yourself and for your business. And when in doubt, I want you to write on the boards, onward, no matter what. You know, you all say onward a lot on this Onward group, but you leave out the most important things, guys. No matter what. When David Gomez called me out about why don't you have your S on, Molly? How come you're not senior yet? And I said, I'm trying. You don't understand. I'm doing everything that I feel like I need to do. I think I was whining a little bit when I said it, but I don't really want to admit it, but I think I was. But I remember he looked at me in front of everybody in that room. Never forget it. And he said, Molly, when are you going to say you're going to do it? No matter what. Wow. It's huge. So when you say onward, don't forget the most important part. Onward, no matter what. You know why you say no matter what? Because you're going to be responsible for your actions. You're going to be responsible for what's not getting done. You're not going to blame Avon. You're not going to blame your husband. You're not going to blame your kids. You're not going to blame life. You're going to take it on yourself. That doesn't mean beat yourself up. It just means own it, guys. Quit trying to say it's everything else, because it's not everything else. So I'm going to end it. We're going to end it a little bit earlier than we normally do. But I think basically that's what I wanted to say in a nutshell to you guys is can be hard. And it doesn't mean that you're going to meet all the goals that you want to meet, but you should never quit trying. Don't ever quit trying, guys, okay? That's what it is with me. I don't want to see you quit trying. Look, many times, if it weren't for you guys in the Onward group, sometimes I don't know what I would do. Sometimes you all say, oh, Molly, you and Lee, you're so there for us, and what you don't realize is you're there for us. There are things I can't share with you right now that I'm going through in my journey. One, because I'm not ready to share it. That's the truth. So I'm not going to lie. I'm not ready to share it. And I quite often ask you guys to pray for me, and I continue to do that. Keep me in your prayers. Keep Lee in your prayers. Keep my family in your prayers, please. And when the time comes, I'm going to share this with you. And it would be real easy for me right now not to take responsibility and to say it's because of this other stuff going on. But I have to be the example to you all and have to say it doesn't matter what's going on. This business is my responsibility, and I am the only one who can do what I need to do to keep my business running. If I need more customers, it's up to me to get out there and get them. If I need more reps, it's up to me to go out there with my team or without my team and go get them. It's up to me to share this awesome opportunity, and it's up to you where your business is concerned. So I challenge you, onward no matter what, and be responsible. And I'd love to hear from you afterwards on the Onward group. Let me know, how have you become responsible since watching this video? And what has it improved to make you not only a better person, but you can see it making a difference in your attitude and your team, because it started and it ended with you, exactly how it should be. So I'm going to bid you good night, and I'm going to go take some cold medicine and do what I need to do. And, wow, get out there, work your business, work for that Keurig leaders, work for Disney, everybody else. You can do it if you want to do it. And hey, don't worry about that just being 250 people who win it, because you're going to make so much money from all those extra sales. It won't matter if you go to Disney. You can pay for yourself to go for Disney when you get done. Isn't that what it's about? Don't look at what you win or don't win. Look at what you proved to yourself that you could do, because you're going to move onward no matter what. Talk to you later. Good night.